So the Ramcharitmanas, don't forget, was written by Tulsidas. Okay, though Ramayana was written by Valmiki, but this one by Tulsidas. So what is there in the Kishkinda Kand? Let's see. Let's see the background story a bit. As last time we talked about the Shabri episode, Shabri told Ram and Lakshman to proceed to the Pampa Lake, where they are going to find some ape-like men there who might help them, right? Because Shabri did not know about where Sita was, right? So after that episode, after Shabri, through her yogic power, she left her body, she died, she left her body. So these two men, Ram and Lakshman, they proceeded to the Pampa Lake as advised by Shabri, right? And there at the Pampa Lake, there were many people. They were, yes, your ape-like people. And where we have there Sugriv as well, right? Now here you need to know the story of Sugriv. Before ki nous venons vraiment dans Kishkinda Kand, you need to know the story of Sugriv. Now, Sugriv and Bali, they were two brothers, right? They were brothers. Sugriv was ruling as a king, but then Bali snatched the weapon of the kingdom of Sugriv, and also he took away his wife, right? So he also threatened Sugriv that he is going to kill him. So Sugriv, he left the kingdom, he left Bali, and he went to a safe place. And it was then that he met the ape-like man. They were living on the mountain, and then he met them there, and he stayed with them at a safe place, right? So at the time when Ram and Lakshman, they were proceeding to the Pampa Lake, Sugriv and others, they were there at the lake. Now, Sugriv was residing on a mountain with his faithful friends, right? His friends also were protecting him. Tonga and Jo, Bali may attack Sugriv, right? So he was very afraid of Bali. Bali was very strong, right? He was very afraid of him. And he was always alert that anytime Bali can come, or Bali can send someone to kill him. Because as I told you earlier, Bali has threatened to kill him. Then one day, Sugriv and his friends, the ape-like people, they were sitting somewhere near the lake, where Sugriv then noticed that two men are approaching them. Okay, they were, of course, Ram and Lakshman, who were looking for them. They were going there as per what Shabri said. So Sugriv noticed these two men. Now, Ram and Lakshman, don't forget, they disguised they were living in the forest. So they were living like sages, like sannyasis, like ascetics. They don't have princely clothes on them. They have ascetics clothes, right? Like the dhoti or simple clothes and all. And but yet they were carrying weapon, right? So c'est contradictory. You can't have weapons et en même temps you are a sage, right? So Sugriv, when he saw these two men, he thought that his brother Bali might have sent them, right? He had some doubt because he did not know their identity. He did not know those two men. Now, he was suspecting that these two men, they were the spies of his brother, who was very wicked. So they needed to find a way to identify those two people, those two men, Ram and Lakshman. So Sugriv then requested Hanuman, who was there also. He requested Hanuman to go and find out who were these two men. And Hanuman, you know, of course, the great devotee of Ram. Hanuman was a great friend, a great trusted friend of Sugriv. And he was also the minister of Sugriv when Sugriv was ruling. Okay, Labhya, so he's not a king, but when he was ruling, Hanuman was his minister in his court. So they had a very deep, trustful relationship, trustworthy relationship. So Hanuman agreed to go and find out the identity of those two men approaching the Pampa Lake. Hanuman now, he had to disguise himself, right, to be able to know the identity. Because Bali, of course, he knew Hanuman, and maybe if those two men were the spies of Bali, they might recognize Hanuman. So Hanuman disguised himself. He took another form, right? He assumed the form of a Brahmin student, like a Brahmin, like a student, very young, so that he can find out the identity of the two men. So then at the same time, meanwhile, Sugriv thought that if ever these two people, these two men were sent by his wicked brother, what will he do? He would run away from there because he has to save his life. He has to save his life. He has to prepare himself to attack his brother later on, right? So that he can get back his kingdom and he can get back his wife. The wife was in the Bali captured his wife, right? In the captivity of Bali. So this is in the Ramcharitmanas. This is the first place, the first time that Hanuman makes his appearance. This is his first appearance. Before the Kishkinda Kand, Kishkinda is the 4th chapter in the Ramcharitmanas. Before that, you have Balkand, Ayodhya Kand, and Aranya Kand. In these Kand, in these chapters, we don't have Hanuman there. Hanuman does not have a role there. But yes, his role starts in the Kishkinda Kand. And here is the first role, as you know, to go and find out the identity of the two men. Now, as I told you, he disguised himself as a Brahmin student. This is Hanuman. So what about the meeting? Okay, you know, the meeting of Hanuman is very important because in terms of questions for the exams, you need to know what were the question asked. You need to know what were the feelings, the emotions of Hanuman. In une question comme ça, is also about the feelings and emotions of Hanuman. So you need to know all this, right? And yes, yeah, it's very short episode actually. It's not difficult to learn, right? So Hanuman then disguised as a Brahmin student to know the identity. I continue. But now you know Hanuman well. Hanuman is known to be the embodiment of intelligence. He's very intelligent. He's wise. He is a perfect orator. I added here. A perfect orator means someone who knows when to talk and what to talk. He's a perfect orator. He's well versed in Sanskrit, right? Well, his character will have a long list, but for now, let it be this way. So he's the embodiment of intelligence, of diplomacy. Okay, diplomacy. That is, even when you have diplomacy, even in a difficult situation, embarrassing situation, or confusing situation, diplomacy, c'est quoi then? You are able to say your words without hurting the other person, without hurting the feelings of the other person. So Hanuman at that time was in a fix. He had certain confusions. He did not know how to address them, right? So, but as we said, he's a perfect orator. he could then address the two men. So when Hanuman approached the two men, he saw that these people, the two men, they were in the form of ascetics, habillés comme un sage, right? But a sage, il a un weapon, qui n'est pas, bien sûr, n'est pas normal, right? À moins c'est in times of war, si il y a un war peut dérouler, and sage est capable de prendre weapon to fight. But here it was not the case. There was no war, there was no problem actually there. So it was quite confusing for Hanuman how to address these two men, because one of their dressing sense and they were carrying weapons, right? A little confusion cropped up in the mind of Hanuman. So when he saw these two men in ascetic and having weapons, he very humbly, okay, with all the humility, very humbly, he bowed down his head. Pourtant, supposément, hein, they are unknown people for Hanuman. Okay, they are unknown, but he bowed down his head like we say pranam, you know. He bowed down his head before them and asked why were they roaming in the forest. He asked directly, why are they roaming in the forest? Hanuman at that time, he had many thoughts going on in his head, in his mind. One, I told you, they were in ascetic, but they were carrying weapons. He was also thinking, Hanuman was also thinking that these two men, by their body, by their body structure, they look like Kshatriya. They look like warriors, you know, warriors, Kshatriya, they are very, they seem to be very powerful, physically very strong. So their body structure were like that. So these things were going on in the mind of Hanuman, right? That they looked like Kshatriyas, like warriors. And they had such a glowing figure in a certain brilliance on their face, right? That they also seemed to be princes. They were princes. It appeared that, you know, if we compared nous avec un prince, we'll definitely come to know by the glow of the person, by the glow ou bien by the figure of the person, right? You will definitely know that, okay, this person might be a prince, right? So they were also like that, right? So confusion in the mind of Hanuman. They were ascetics carrying weapons. They looked like Kshatriyas and they looked like they were princes. So Hanuman was confused and he did not want to address them as ascetics or princes. Parce que s'il addressed them as ascetic, and if they are not ascetic, they are princes, they might get angry. If he addressed them as prince, but they are not prince, they are ascetics, right? So to avoid further problems, Hanuman did not address them either by ascetic or prince, right? What we learn here, and c'est première chose, to be very humble, whether it is in front of anyone, a person we know or not. Lessons to be learned. To be humble with people we know and we might not know, right? And here, what we can learn, yes, from Hanuman, though he had many thoughts, all these things going on his mind, he was confused, yet he had a sense of distinction. He could choose his words. Well, as for me, for example, when I'm confused, I always say, nonsense, right? Most of the time it happens with all of us. But Hanuman was not such a person. He was a perfect orator. He had diplomacy, right? So he could choose his words properly, even in the times of confusion, right? And he did not jump to any judgment, any conclusion. He did not judge them by their appearance. This we can learn from Hanuman here, right? I continue. So Hanuman politely asked them. You will see where I have written book here. I have taken the quotes exactly as it is in your textbook. This to avoid confusion from other translation and this translation. Let's use this one, right, from the book. So Hanuman asked them, both of you seem to be soft and tender because they are prince, no? This softness and tenderness are meant to be there. While the ground on which you are treading is rough. They are walking in the forest, and forest, bien sûr, nous pena good roads, good path there. So the tread, the path is very rough in the forest. So someone having a physical body like a very soft, tender physical structure, yet this person is walking on a path which is very rough, right? Why are you enduring the heat, cold, rains in this wild forest? Right? So you see, he did not use any word like ascetic, any word like prince to start his conversation with these two men, Ram and Lakshman. This is what we call diplomacy. So he asked, he did not ask that directly, who are you, what are you doing here? But through this, why are you enduring the heat, the cold, and the rains in the forest, right? Hanuman kept on asking questions without giving Ram and Lakshman, these two men, the time to reply. He did not give them opportunity to reply. He kept on asking questions, right? So he also asked, are you the Holy Trinity? Right. It continues there in the book. I hope if you have your book, please open it on page 167. Right. And the troisième paragraph it is. Are you the Holy, sorry, are you two of the Holy Trinity? In other words, are you Brahma, the creator? Are you Vishnu, the preserver? Are you destroyer? Right? Or are you the two great sages, Nar and Narayan? Good. He did not, though Sugriv had a feeling, had a thought that these two might be the spies of Bali, but he did not use any such word to inquire about these two men, comes to create a kind of doubt in these two men's mind, right? So Hanuman could choose his words, right? So as I said, Hanuman did not let them reply. He continued to ask. This is also in the book. He asked that, are you the creator of the world? Are you the supreme being himself? Are you the Lord of the universe? Are you the one who incarnated in the human form to help devotees to cross the ocean of existence? Ça veut dire pour faire nous gagner moksha, to destroy the evildoers, to lessen the burden of the earth, to remove adharma in order to alleviate the sufferings of people. You know, in this line, Hanuman has given the reason why God incarnates. I hope you are noting, right? Hanuman gave the reason here why God incarnates. If you remember, we did Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata. Remember? So whenever there is a dharma is rising, dharma is decreasing, the Lord incarnates to help devotees to cross the ocean of existence, that is to get moksha. The God come here to lessen our burden, to help us to remove our sufferings, and also to destroy evils or evil doers. Right? Now, how you can elaborate on this is, and say Hanuman, he gave the message why God incarnates. Ça, N. Deuxième, was Hanuman really a fool into inverted comma? Pas ça, le mot fool, ça. Was Hanuman really a fool into inverted comma to use these words? Didn't he know that these two men might be Ram and Lakshman? That is a big question, right? Parce que Hanuman is the embodiment of intelligence. He is wise. He is the perfect devotee. If we take example of devotion of devotee, we will always take one of the names will be Hanuman. We have others, Mirabai, etc. But Hanuman is considered the greatest devotee of Ram, right? So it might be that we are not jumping to any conclusion. You use the word might, it might be, right? It might be that Hanuman knew that this person is Ram and Lakshman, but he could not say it directly, right? He failed. We'll see that. So it is really difficult for me to know who you are. Please tell me, who are you, right? So what I told you earlier, you need to know the questions. Pas nécessairement as written in the book, no. But you need to know what he asked, a few things like, are you the Trinity? Are you Narayan? Are you the Supreme Lord? Are you the one who incarnated and all, right? You need to know that. I continue. Now it was time for Ram to answer. But even before answering, Ram had such a pleasure listening to Hanuman, to the words of Hanuman, as Hanuman always knew how to select his words. Diplomacy, perfect orator. So these words of Hanuman already won the heart of Sri Ram, right? So then Sri Ram introduced himself. What did he say in his introduction? He said that we are the sons of King Dashrath. Point now to be noted here, the character of Ram. And question comme ça, si vous gagner in this chapter. The character of Ram here. While introducing himself, Ram said he and his brother, they are the sons of King Dashrath, right? But he could have said, I am Sri Ram, I am God, I am the incarnation of Vishnu, I am the would-be king of Ayodhya, I'm the prince of Ayodhya. He could have said all these stuff, but he did not, which shows the humility Ram had. He was humble, right? And he also said the purpose of his visit, or his staying plutôt in the forest, is to, in obedience to his father, to their father. As you know, because of the promise of their father, they had to come to the forest, right? Kaikeyi asked the two boons. Then he introduced himself, he's Ram, and the other one is his brother. Lakshman. He also said the purpose of coming near the Pampa Lake was that Sita was abducted, was kidnapped, and they were in search of Sita. This is how Ram briefly, humbly introduced himself and his brother, right? Now, Ram was God, is God, right? Ram is God. We say that God is omniscient. Omniscient means God knows everything. Nothing is hidden from God. Even if we do good things, God can see that. And if we do bad things, God sees that also, right? So Ram, he knew that this person, the Brahmin student, is Hanuman. He knew that because he's Ram, he's God, he's omniscient. Why didn't he like reveal his true identity? Firstly, that okay, I'm Lord Ram and all, because Hanuman was not revealing his true form. Tant Hanuman pas reveal his true form, Ram would not also reveal his true form. There is no ego here. Someone might interpret this as ego. I don't want to reveal my nature, my true form to this person. No, this is not ego here. Don't forget, Ram is God. Ram is the master. And Hanuman is the devotee, is the servant. There is a relationship between these two, Hanuman and Ram. The relationship of devotion, of love. This is our true relationship to God, with God, right? So none of them is revealing their true form, their true nature, because this is actually denoting the love, the innocence, the devotion in that master and servant ou bien devotee relationship, right? So Ram introduced himself as the king, as the son of King Dasharatha and not as God. Parce que Hanuman was not revealing his true form. And secondly, Ram was humble, right? Sri Ram asked the Brahmin student to introduce himself. Since there's a conversation going on, Ram already introduced himself and his brother. Now he wants to know the identity of the other one. And then Hanuman recognized his Lord. Parce que, you know, when God takes the human form, he has such a brilliance on him. A devotee will definitely recognize the Lord, incarnated Lord. So Hanuman could recognize the Lord, who was in ascetic dress, right? Hanuman was filled with emotions. He felt that divine bliss. This is divine bliss, what you call Satta Chit Anand. Si vous mettez dans un seul mot, vous pouvez si nous mettons tout ensemble, right? Satchidanand. Satchidanand, sorry. Right? This was the state of Hanuman, the blissful state he was experiencing. Let's see the emotions of Hanuman when he actually recognized the Lord. He was, first of all, unable to speak, speechless, right? Il arrive nous quand nous joignons du monde qui nous dit attendre for a long time, and we become actually speechless. He fell on the ground, he clasped the feet of Ram joyfully. He had an extreme happiness in him. He had a very excited state of mind, and he started glorifying the Lord. He admired the form of the Lord, the dress of the Lord. He felt physically very thrilled, sa excitement, la, fairly feel thrilled, and his heart was filled with love and devotion. If you get a question asking about, question 2 points soit 3 points, asking about the emotion of Hanuman, s'il y a une question 3 points, ou écrire 3 from this, right? So that was the state of mind and the happiness and the feelings and emotions of Hanuman. Maintenant, Hanuman also had certain complaints. He devotee pas complaint from God. We all do that. So Hanuman also did it. He said that it is natural for him not to recognize Ram. Ki fair, li natural for us, Hanuman ne peut consider himself as a common man. And he said that it might be Hanuman might have been under the spell of Maya. Maya is the illusion. You know, nous vivons dans illusion, materialism. So because of this Maya, the devotee is not able to recognize the Lord, right? So Hanuman, feeling himself as a common man, he thought that, he was actually complaining also, he thought that I might have been under the spell of Maya and I could not recognize you, Ram, right? But he said that this is from the book. He said that I failed to understand why the Supreme asked me question about my identity like an ordinary man. That was his complaint. Hanuman could not recognize Ram out of Maya, because of Maya. But how come the Lord Ram asked Hanuman to tell his identity, right? Complain. Here, Hanuman admitted that he has deficiencies. You know, man lacking, man weak qualities, you can say. See, Hanuman in our bad qualities, but no, what do we have, right? So this Hanuman admitted himself he had these deficiencies, which shows that he was humble. He said that he is dull-minded, he has attachment, he has a weakened heart, and he was ignorant. This was what Hanuman. You know, it's not easy for people to admit deficiencies, to admit bad qualities. But what we learn here from Hanuman, we need to admit what we don't have, ou bien what the bad things we have. So he felt that the master ought not forget him. The master, the Lord, pas supposé oublier lui, right? So this is his complaint, as I told you. So as we said, a servant can be trapped by Maya. Pareil comme nous, we are all trapped by Maya at times, illusion, temptation. But the Lord is always unaffected by Maya. And the Lord himself blesses the devotee, gives his grace to the devotee to be liberated from the trap of Maya. So God himself, he helps the devotee to get away from Maya. This is what Hanuman is saying in the Kishkinda Kand. So you have character of Hanuman, character of Ram, and teachings, right? Hanuman said he did not know any mode of worship. Pareil comme Shabri. Shabri, he had yogic powers.